After 7 episodes of varying quality, which way will the penultimate episode go? Will we finally find out who the big bad will be? And will it be the group Intelligentsia and the Hulk King on top of it? And most of all, will we finally see the guest appearance of one Matt Murdock, or will that be saved for the finale? If you are also interested to find out the answers to these questions, then join me for this review video. This week, Jen's client is a rich son and self-proclaimed superhero named Eugene Petilio, aka the Leapfrog. While trying to prevent a robbery, his supersuit malfunctions and catches on fire. So he wants to sue the designer, who turns out to be none other than Luke, who is also designing Jen's clothes. Trying to avoid to go to court, Jen opts to talk to Luke directly, but of course he gets offended by just the accusation of his suit malfunctioning. So they end up in court, which of course throws a wrench into their relationship. Luke's lawyer turned out to be none other than Matthew Murdock, aka Daredevil, who of course we know is also a client of Luke's, so it makes sense. Though his official explanation to take the case is that he sometimes has to pay his bills, and cases like this will take care of his monetary problems. When Leapfrog presents the suit as a piece of evidence, Murdock and his super senses can smell that he was using jet fuel, which of course was against the instructions provided by Luke. So the case was thrown out. We then cut to a short scene where Jennifer is sitting in a bar and has a talk with Matt, where both of them are clearing the air. While he is called away to an emergency, Jen also soon receives a call from Leapfrog, telling her that he is in mortal danger. As it turns out, the danger is coming from Daredevil, because Leapfrog has kidnapped Luke and forces him to create some more suits for him. As due to the court case, of course, Luke would not voluntarily work with Leapfrog again. Not knowing this, Jen is first fighting Daredevil, but after she overpowered him with a clap that basically attacked his hearing, she finds out who is behind the mask, as well as what's going on, and the two of course join forces. They free Luke, and Leapfrog gets arrested. And meeting up afterwards, both of them end up jumping each other's bones. The episode ends with a gala where Jen is getting the award of Lawyer of the Year. But when she is standing on stage, the Intelligentsia group is putting some information on screen behind her that makes her get really mad. Losing her temper, she is smashing the screens, and while everyone is fleeing in fear of their lives, the scene ends with her being in the crosshairs of a police trying to stop her. Okay, I guess we don't need to talk about the animation and the production values. We did that enough in the previous episodes. Let's concentrate on the actual plot. The high note of this week's episode was of course the reintroduction of Matt Murdock into the MCU. And the good thing is that in the scenes where we see him going head to head with some goons, he seems to be presented in the way we know him. He is fast, he is tough, he is violent. And the main difference, I would say, to the Netflix shows is that here you don't see any blood, which you also saw seldomly there. But I would say, at least from the level of force he is using, there is no big difference, which is a good thing, because many people were afraid that they would tone down his violence quite a lot for his new upcoming iteration on Disney+, which will be likely PG-13 and not R-rated, like on the Netflix shows. However, I think both of them getting intimate so quickly was a little bit rushed, because even if they have a strong attraction, that somehow didn't feel right. What I'm saying here is, like I said before, maybe they should have just introduced Matt Murdock a little bit earlier and not just in the penultimate episode, so there's a little bit of breathing room for them to develop that kind of a relationship. I guess what they were working towards anyways is Jen will show up in the Daredevil show as well, but again, it felt a little bit forced. Fortunately, and this is something I forgot to say in the synopsis part, after saving Luke, of course he forgave her and they are not at odds anymore. So he will continue creating her suits, including her dress for the gala. As we have found out, I guess the main villain here now is really the Hulk King and the organization known as Intelligentsia. And this will likely be the main topic in the finale, as well as dealing with the fact that now the public is seeing Jen as a little bit more of a violent creature that has trouble to contain its emotions, which likely was the goal of the organization, because just screening some stuff about her and saying She-Hulk is not who you think she is seems a little bit weak, because basically there is nothing that is secret about her. Her identity is out and there is nothing she is hiding. That's also the reason why the only thing that makes her lose her temper is showing a sex tape on screen. Again, something that would not have turned the public against her. It would more likely have made her more sympathetic because she is the victim here. But as I mentioned before, the whole goal of this action was likely just to enrage her and to show the public that she is still a danger. How this will play out and who is behind the Hulk King will likely be revealed in the finale. But as some of the episodes were highlighting that Titania also still have a tab to settle with Jen, it is more than likely that maybe she is behind it all. But this for sure we will find out next week. Now, before we get to the rating, let me ask you to like and share this video if you enjoyed it so far. And if you are no subscriber yet, maybe consider to change that. By also hitting the notification bell, you will get a heads up for most of my new videos. Now for the rating. Let me say this much. Without the appearance of Matt Murdock, I guess the episode would have been more on the mediocre end. Maybe touching on nice, but that would likely have been it. And I have to say, on one hand, it really makes me sad that the appearance of a character from another show makes me more excited about this episode than the show and the lead characters themselves. But I guess that was a little bit of a conscious decision from the creators, because this show pretty much is surfing on guest appearances. While having Charlie Cox in this episode raises the score, the fact that they shoehorned him in as a romantic interest for Jen is slightly taking away from that again. What this episode highlighted quite clearly, and that is something that previous episodes lacked though, is the fact that Jen, wherever she appears, is leaving behind so much property damage that one would also wonder why she, not having a secret identity, never was sued before. Maybe that is also some part of a final episode, that the main twist is that she will just get sued for destroying the venue for the gala. However, the episode could have been great if it was just for the appearance of Daredevil, but due to the other factors I just highlighted, I would just unfortunately go with a good, but with room for improvement again, which translates into 7 out of 10 points. On the plus side, even though this episode did not score as high as I would have liked it to, it really made me excited and hopeful for the new iteration of Daredevil on Disney+. So let's see what this will bring us in the future. How did you like the episode? Were you fine with this relationship popping up so quickly and out of the blue? Or did you think that was just something that had to happen anyway? So why not just get it out of the way straight away? Whatever you think on that, please let me know in the comments. So much for now, see you next time and thanks for watching.